Hey everyone, it's Llamaphil here again with another iRacing video for you. It's only a short one this week, but let's get going with a look at the back end of week 3, where I ran a road race at Lime Rock in the Global Mazda MX-5 Cup. I can't really piece together what happened in this race, so I'll have to keep it brief. I started 6th. I got caught up in a turn 2 incident because I was a bit indecisive and wasn't sure which way to dodge. The replay makes it look like I spun on my own, but I know I definitely made contact. I got back on the road and I ran a clean race, if not a very quick one, which is more than most people managed, it would appear, because I somehow managed to finish 2nd. I'm assuming a lot must have happened out of sight, but I couldn't figure out the sequence of events from the replay. All I know is that I kept getting positions without passing anyone. I was slow enough to get lapped by the leader, but also quick enough to lap one of the back markers as well. That race and a couple of time trial sessions got me promoted to a D rank on the road. This opens up a lot more road series for me. Of course, they need extra purchases, but I don't think that's going to be much of an issue for me because I don't know which series I'd invest in anyway if I was in this for the long haul. Lots of people like the Skip Barber series. It's got a reputation for being a good choice for learning how to race. But the SCCA Spec Racer series looks fun too. I mean, for now, I wouldn't bother moving up to any of them because I'm so slow that I don't really belong in any of those series. Week 4 was not a great week for me overall. I just couldn't put a good race together, either through contact with other cars or just poor consistency. It was quite a discouraging week for me. I took my new D license to the Production Car Challenge where I drove a stinker at Summit Point in the Pontiac Solstice. I time trialled to what felt like the fastest laps I could produce, but it turns out they were still really slow. I started at the back and I stayed there. The only thing that stopped me from finishing dead last was a few retirements. Legends, which is normally the series I enjoy the most, wasn't very good either. We were at South Boston this time. I only had 2 sessions and neither was very productive. In the first, I gently brushed past a spun car and managed to damage my front right wheel. And after that, I just couldn't produce very good laps. I don't know if it was damage that was causing it, or my inexperience, or maybe I just lost my focus after the collision, but I was way off my time trial pace. I had a second race, but only 6 people showed up, including myself. I don't think I actually ran badly in that, but I started 5th and I finished 5th, and it cost me some more iRating. Street stocks didn't go much better either. I got rear-ended a couple of times, which ended up with me spinning and being sent to the back of the field. I had one good finish all week, that's what you're looking at right now. I've managed to improve my lap times a bit in practice, and I ran what I thought was a solid midfield performance in the race. As things drew to a close, I was in 7th, which isn't a great finish, but I was happy with it actually. I felt like I'd had to race to earn that position, and that I'd done quite well. Strangely though, a final corner incident opened up the door for me to finish in 5th. Now, I'm not going to turn down an opportunity like that, but I don't really feel like I earned that position. We'll go on to something a bit more positive now though. On Saturday, I decided to have a go at one of the unofficial series that run alongside the official ones. These are races that don't count towards anything and are open to anyone. I entered the Dallara Dash, which runs the 2011 Dallara IndyCar chassis around Charlotte, Phoenix and Laguna Seca. This week it was at Charlotte, and it was the most amazing train wreck of a race. Some people didn't even make it to the start line before crashing. I got a few yards before somebody span in front of me and sent me cartwheeling to the infield. I've got to admit, I was pretty angry when that happened. It was the only race I was planning to have that day, and there was no way I was going to waste it by quitting. So I got back out there, I left the pits in 15th place, and got back into the swing of things. I don't really know how to run in Charlotte, so I'm not sure if I was supposed to be in 5th or 6th gear. I stayed in 5th most of the time. I wasn't bouncing off the rev limit, so I figured it was probably fine. As I raced at my own pace, everyone else just crashed around me, which gradually put me back up the standings. by the end of the race I actually finished up in 7th. Now it meant nothing, there's no iRating or safety rating in this series. It's a series that's just for fun, there's nothing at stake, but I really enjoyed myself and I think I'll definitely enter it again. Now while I finish things off, I'll just put on a replay of another race I had in that series, where I managed to finish 5th. And I think this week really showed me how slow I am. I know I'm not a serious sim racer, and I've only been on iRacing for a few weeks, but it's still a bit disheartening to be continually beaten by people the same rank as me or lower. Learning new tracks and driving techniques takes time, or takes natural talent, and I guess I haven't spent enough time to compensate for my lack of natural ability. When you're racing on a new track for the first time, either on the road or the oval, it can be hard to know what you're doing right or wrong. You've got to do all your own homework with iRacing without any real frame of reference. You've got to piece things together from watching replays and doing forum searches. And I guess for some people that's part of the appeal, to people who really see this as a serious racing competition. All that preparation is part of the experience. For me, I think it would be nice if tracks in the lower end series had instructor laps. So you could see things being done right from the very beginning, get a good overview of how the track drives. I think somebody with more simulator or real-world racing experience would probably find this process much easier. But if you're like me, who plays sims once in a while but isn't particularly committed, I have an awful lot more to learn. But I suppose, like all competitive activities, you've got to learn to cope with disappointment as well as enjoying success. And I've only been doing this a few weeks, so really the only way is up. Hopefully next time I'll have a better week. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make a video for you next week. I've got a few things on which are probably going to get in the way. I'll try and bring you something though at the very least. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you'll join me next time.